Alright, hello YouTube, this is Card Games 2 coming at you. Alright, finals are winding down and I don't feel like studying, so card games, awesome. Alright, what I'm going to be showing you today is my scrap deck and more so focusing on the extra and side deck. I'm going to run through my deck real quick just to refresh and for you those who don't know what kind of scrap build I'm running. Alright, well, might as well start it off real quick. Start off with 3 beasts, standard card for the deck. We got 3 chimeras here. There you go. 3 chimeras, another standard. I run 3 goblins, mainly because I like goblin. I think he's a great way to stall, and this deck isn't the fastest, so you do need, there are those times when you just need to wait. And he's really nice for that. Because I run 3 goblins, I decided to run 2 golems. Some people prefer 1, but like I said, I like 3. I mean 2. There. Alright, next we have Scrap Searcher. I think this is a great card to have. We have multiple ways to get into the graveyard, Foolish, and 3 Scrap Storms, so it's great. Plus you can discard it for card effects, so I think it's a really nice card to have in the scrap deck. We're running 2 Gravekeeper Spies. It's just a nice stall card, like I said. There are some times when you do need to stall. We are running 1 Cyber Dragon. Just a good card to have. Sanguine, I really like Sanguine. Sanguine allows for search of Goblin, Summoner Monk, Level Eater, and Searcher, I believe. I think that's it. But yeah, he allows me to search out all those things. I prefer to search out Summoner Monk. I think it's really nice to have, but that's why I run Sanguine. He's really just a tech choice of mine. Alright, we have Level Eater, great for Dragon Fodder. I think all scrap decks should run the Level Eater. Alright, and Summoner Monk. We run so many magic cards, there is no reason not to run Summoner Monk. Alright, getting to the spells, we have 3 Scrap Storm. Great card, allows us to draw, allows us to get our Tuner's effects, allows us to put a card in the graveyard. Great scrap card. 2 Scrap Yards. I choose to run 2 mainly because there are times when I just don't draw a tuner and it baffles my mind, so I like to run 2 Scrap Yards. Alright, now for one of the key cards in my version is Dark World Dealings. I really like Dark World Dealings. It allows us to set up our graveyard, and for scrap, setting up your graveyard is the most important thing. It's really great if you have like Golem in hand, because Golem is only good in grave. It allows for Searcher to be discarded, Level Eater to be discarded, Beast if you have Chimera in hand, or Goblin if you need to put in the graveyard. I think it's a great card, plus it allows you to draw an extra 1, so I think it allows us to set up our graveyard with a minimal cost to hand advantage. Alright, the next spell card that we run, 3 Book of Moons. Book of Moon's mainly a staple. It's basically a staple in any deck this format. It's a great card. It shuts down a lot of plays. Alright, next, Dark Hole, staple card in here. One of the changes I did do to my deck, I switched out Mind Control for Enemy Controller. I think I'm going to like it. It's more versatile, and since I have Scrap Searcher, which basically comes back on the field like every single turn. So I have this to take control of one of my opponent's monsters, and it's better than Mind Control because I can do whatever I want with the monster I contributed. I can have it attack and help push for game. There's a lot I can do with it. Alright, Monster Reborn, great card. Every deck should run it. Foolish Burial, another way for us to get cards to the graveyard. Giant Trune, back row hate. Cold Wave, back row hate. MST, back row hate. Basically, I'm running 2 MST. I am tossing around an idea of only running 1 in my main deck just because of the next card. I run 3 Royal Decrees. So I'm debating whether I need that much back row hate, but I need to playtest it more, and I'm going to playtest that locals on Saturday, so that's when I'll know for sure. Alright, now on to the main point of this video, what we're running in our side and extra deck. In our extra deck, scraps don't really, like, they have a lot of room to mess around. The main things that you need are your 3 Scrap Dragons and your Scrap Twin Dragons. Alright, now to show mine I'm running one Ally of Justice Catastor. I really like... I find that I can sync route level 5s pretty easily with this, with Searcher and Beast, so I do like Catastor, a great way to punch over those annoying monsters I'm having difficulty with. Naturia Beast. I find that Naturia Beast is a great addition when you have Scrap Dragon on the field and Naturia Beast. I think it's really nice because Naturia Beast, if you don't know its effect is mill 2 cards to negate the activation of a spell card. So any Book of Moon plays, any magic setup that your opponent wants to do is being stopped through this. And I find it's really helpful in the mirror match. So that's why I'm running Naturia Beast. I think it's a good card. For level 6, you have Goyo Guardian. That's pretty good level 6, and Briones. I don't sync out 6 that much, but when I do, I like to have those two things there. We have Black Rose Dragon for level 7, you know, in case you need Black Rose to go boom. And I have Scrap Archfiend. Scrap Archfiend is for when I have to sync route something, or else I'm going to die, and play Chimera, pull Goblin whenever I don't have Beast. So, it's basically there just so I can use Chimera's effect if I don't have Beast. We also have Colossal Fighter for level 8. I really like Colossal Fighter. I think he's a great card to have, especially since if my opponent has a Scrap Dragon, I can sync route Colossal Fighter, bash in the Colossal Fighter into Scrap Dragon, and Colossal Fighter comes back like nothing ever happened. I think it's really nice. We have Stardust Dragon, kind of standard. Thought Ruler Archfiend, it's replaceable with anything else at this point, any other synchro monster, so he's just kind of there. Alright, 3 Scrap Dragons. Love Scrap Dragon. I wish I could run more Scrap Dragons. Scrap Dragon is Scrap Dragon, and Scrap Dragon is amazing. Alright, we have 2 Scrap Twin Dragons. I run 2 mainly because I find that I mainly go for a longer duel, and I'd like to have 2 in here, so that's why I'm playing. And for the last card, Chimera Tech Fortress, since I am maining a Cyber Dragon, it's pretty nice to have against gadgets, and Machina gadgets. Alright, now for the biggest thing, the side deck. Alright, I'm going to start off with the monsters first. We have Effect Veiler. I mained Effect Veiler at one point, but I found him to be like a dead draw at times. So I'm not really sure where I want to put Effect Veiler. He's in the side deck in case I feel like I need him. That's basically where he stands right now. Snow Maneater, great card. Just a great card. It's like Maneater Bug, it has 1900 defense, and if I had a Gungnir, however you say it, I could sync with Beast for him easily. He would replace Thought Roller if I had him. But yeah, great card. Alright. Now before I show you the next cards, since I am running Royal Decree Scraps, I do have problems with decks that are like faster than Scraps. Scraps aren't the fastest thing out there. So if my opponent really starts playing hard, I find it hard to come back from that. And that's where I feel I need more traps. So my side deck right now is mainly to get more traps. Alright. I'll sort out here. The first card that we're going to show is 2 Seven Tools of the Bandit. Seven Tools of the Bandit is mainly there in place of the Royal Decrees to prevent my opponent from stopping me from getting Scrap Dragon out. It's really excuse me. It's really nice, and it stops Solemn Judgment and Warning, so if my opponent pays 2,000 life points, or half their life points, I can pay 1,000 of mine and keep Scrap Dragon on the field, which generally puts me at a huge advantage. Alright, next, 2 Imperial Iron Walls. Scraps love their graveyard, and if I don't have a graveyard, that's an issue. So, we have Imperial Iron Wall. Alright, running Mirror Force right now. I am thinking of replacing this with Lightning Vortex in my side deck, but I like it, and I think it's going to stay. Next, Solemn Warning. Great card to have. I'm running 2 Compulsive Evac cards. They're great cards because they don't destroy, and a lot of cards stop destruction, like Stardust and Shooting Star, plus my body stops destruction, so this card is great to get over it. Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted, great card to have, allows me to bring back a Scrap Dragon, so I like it. Torrential Tribute, for when my opponent starts to swarm. D-Prison, I might take out D-Prison for another Bottomless. I'm only running one, and as you see, one Bottomless here. And my last card, Mirror of Oaths, I lost to a Glad Beast deck once, and it was painful, so I put this in there, just cause. Also, I like Impulse Evac for Gladiator Beasts, because if there's any way to stop your opponent from having a monster, having a Gladiator Beast on their side of the field, it's great. So, I really like that. Alright, and that's my side deck. So, YouTube, any comments, suggestions for the deck, let me know. Always glad to hear the comments, love reading them. Please rate, subscribe. Also, shout out to my friends, PSol10, I think. Is it 10? Yeah. Alright, yep, it's 10. I got a confirmation from my roommate. Alright, so it's PSol10, PSUL10, and Stein the Kid. Stein the Kid, great duelist. He's got 2 Nats invites this season so far, so he really knows his stuff. Alright. Anything else I'm thinking of? Nope. Alright. I'm heading to locals on Saturday, and I'll let you know how the deck does. Peace out, YouTube.